the North Carolina mountains. Canvas on the table, watch the colors rise. Morning light is shining, blessings all around. Jesus in our hearts, standing strong and sound. Oh, symbols matching, sparkle in place. Watch the picture come to life with grace. Find time, place that diamond, watch it shine. Diamond painting one drill at a time. Friends together, family near. Faith and love, we sparkle here. Symbols matching, colors align. Chihuahua cuddle, feeling fine. Sticky canvas, drills in place. Row by row, pure sparkle grace. Cardinals singing in the Carolina sun. Working on jigsaw puzzles, piece by piece for fun. Come join Hillbilly, diamond shining bright. With Jesus, friends, and diamonds side by side.
Hey everybody, this is Dari here at Hillbilly Diamonds, where we close the door to stress and open our windows to sparkle. I am almost done with this flowered pathway by feelook. I'm at Petal Garden Path is what it's called. I'm sorry, I had the wrong name. I just loved working on this. I don't like a whole lot. I might like a fourth of a square being done complete, but I'll take y'all down and let y'all see where I'm working. I am here in this area, right in here, in them purple flowers. I hope everyone is having a great Monday. Well, it's another hot day here in High Point, North Carolina. But I did manage to get Champ out and let him have an extra long walk this morning, and he really enjoyed himself out there. And now when he walks by that house where that man has them 3 dogs in that fence that are always barking at him and carrying on, well, Champ wanted to start with them, and I told Champ, don't open your mouth. Do not open your mouth. And guess what? He chose not to open his mouth. He chose to walk on with me. So I was proud of that. He is a fantastic little guy. He really listens to my directions. Now I'm going to say something on here, and I'm not directing this at not one single person. Y'all know I am a domestic violence survivor from my first marriage. And I walked up out of that, thank goodness, with the strength that God gave me. If you're out there and you're being mistreated, look, love doesn't have mistreatment. Love doesn't make you carry bruises around. Love doesn't make you sit in shame and self-pity. No. Every person deserves to be loved. And I hope whoever this reaches decides to try and get out and never look back. I realize it's hard. Yes, I had gotten out many times and went back over and over, over and over. Then one day, I'm like, no, this ain't for me. I got up and I put 2 outfits an 8 pair of underwear, an 8 pair of socks, and a small tote bag. And I left. And I never looked back. But by then, my children were already grown and out on their own. Yes, I left. And that's when I really started loving myself again. Yes. I know I was worth more than what I was letting that person put me through. But that's beside the point. If you're going through that, reach out to someone and ask for help. Don't sit in shame. Don't sit in silence. Just ask for help. I'm sure there's people out there be willing to help you through that. But I had only my brother and sister-in-law to help me at that time, which I was grateful for them. Yes, I was. And it's just hard, you know. Ladies, what you need to do, and this is just an opinion, build you up a little bird's nest for emergencies. Yes, if you have like $1, $2 in change, put it up. Put it up. And that way you will have a little bit of money to get out of the situation on. That's what I did. I kept a little change here, a little change there. And I would keep it in like 2 or 3 different places. So if he found one place, he wouldn't find the other places. But he never just searched the house for change. He wanted bills. And I heard through the grapevine, he's in jail now because the lady that he was with, he did the same thing to her he did to me. And she had him arrested and he went to court. And now he's behind bars. I don't know for how long. But that's what happens when you're poking someone with a stick. You wind up falling on that stick. And that's how they came up with a saying, don't poke the bear. Yeah. But let's just change the subject and move on. This painting, the drills are really going in tight. I don't know what it is about feelook paintings, but they have so much shine in them. They have so much nice things about them, and I love the glue on them. This is not a PR package. This is one I purchased myself, and I simply love it. Now I got that one, I forget the name of it, but it's still on their site. It's a big old blue gate with flowers around it. I bought that one, and I don't know, I may work it soon. I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to do next. You know, I just work different things. That's why I started doing more than one canvas at a time. That way if I get bored, I can go to one I've already got started. And I'm trying not to kid up no more until I get that PR package from feelook. Yeah. Now I will kit that one up, but I'm talking about the others that I buy, because I simply don't have nowhere for them or nowhere to store the drills. And I got to checking my kit up containers. Yeah, I have quite a few of them I can kit up in, but then once you kit up in them, you have to find somewhere to store the containers to keep them from getting turned over. Like I went in there yesterday where I got my others stored and checked on them, and they're all fine. But I don't want to keep my paintings, laying all over the house. I keep them in one area. And then when I go to work on a canvas or one of them that's already on a frame, I just bring it in here to my dining painting table and work on it. I don't lay one on top of the other because I don't like to do that. But I need to go in there and start some laundry, but guess what? It's Monday. I'm not gonna do it. I don't think. I may change my mind. I don't know. Because on Mondays they haul our trash. Okay, I got all that out. We only had a half a bag in the house, and I done got that out and got that over with, because I don't want that sitting in the house. They also picked up our recycling today, and I had a lot of cardboard in that. So, glad to picking that up too. I don't know, I just am bored today. We had a little rainstorm last night, and Champ is upset because the area where we sit at outside is wet, and I don't want him in that, but he'll get over it. He's okay as long as he has me with him. I have a dragon painting coming from Timu. It's a 60 by 60. It's a dragon, and he's fighting with a lion, a white lion. I can't wait to get that one. And it's a full canvas. It's gonna be fun to work on that one. But I went over and was looking on feelook. There's a couple on there I'd like to have, but I don't know if I'm gonna get them or not. But my husband could give me an early birthday present. My birthday's in October. He could order them a little early, and they'd be here by my birthday. That's a good idea. Excellent. However, back in May, I had all kinds of people reaching out, wishing me a happy birthday. That was from an old account I had that somebody hacked, and they made up a birthday and put in there. That I'm not born in May. I was born in October. That's my original birthday, October the 8th. That was just silly. I had all kinds of people. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Wasn't even my birthday. I'm a Libra. So. And I got a puzzle over there in the closet. I got from Five Below. It's called, what is it called? It has birthday signs and the type of cookie that person would like for their birthday month and the birthday sign. And guess what? I looked at mine on that box, and peanut butter cookies is a Libra's favorite. And guess what? That definitely is my favorite cookie. However, my second favorite is chocolate chip. We had a place up in Ohio called Tim Hortons. Oh my goodness. Did I ever love some Tim Horton cookies. Especially the peanut butter. There was one Christmas when me and a friend, we were on there. We were talking about having homemade cookies for, Christmas. And I go to her house, and she had her kitchen tore completely up making these homemade cookies. And we both agreed to get 3 dozen apiece. Okay, she making all them cookies. I went over. And my friend Connie, she said, well, aren't you working on your cookies? And I said, no, ma'am, I'm already done. She said, what do you mean you're done? I said, well, you said we were having homemade cookies. You didn't say we had to make them. I said, I went to Tim Hortons and bought mine. But if you thought about it, it was cheaper in the long run. So I didn't have to go out and try to buy all them ingredients. I didn't have to use my time making the cookies. And I didn't have to use my electricity to operate my oven to make them. Yeah, going to Tim Hortons and getting them, that was smart on my part. What it was, we were going to have a Christmas party for her children and my 3 children and invite some other people in. And that's what we did. We invited some other children in, and we had games and things like that. We had a cake. The kids just had a good time. And me and Connie made up little gift bags like you make at a birthday party and give people when they leave. We had little candies in there. We had balloons. We had school pencils. We had little stuff like that in the bags for the children to take home. But the games we played, we had some pretty good prizes. And the kids liked that. And I had some prizes. We had like a prize for every kid. And we put numbers on them. And we would let the kid draw out a number. And what they drawed out, they got that number gift off the table. And we had the gifts split up. If it was a boy, we let him draw out of the boy gifts. And if it was a girl, we let her draw out of the girl gifts. And that way, they got what was appropriate. And with those gifts, we bought them at the Dollar Tree. We didn't have a whole lot of money, but we buy like coloring books, puzzles, you know, little cheap dolls, you know, things like that. Like I always say, sometimes less is more. It's less than what you wanted, but it's more than what you had when you started. And I made cupcakes also for that little party. And I took vanilla icing. I made these cupcakes in what you call a sweet and sour icing. I took vanilla icing and I took packets of Kool-Aid and put a little bit into the icing and mixed it. And then put that on the cake. And them cakes were like a sweet and sour taste. Do you know, a lot of them kids love that. Yeah. And I just came up with that idea on that, for that sweet and sour cupcake. Like them old lollipops they used to have by Charms, the sweet and sour. That's how I got the idea for those cupcakes. I meant that, you know, the children, they have fun. That's all that mattered. And I had cake and stuff left, and I let them take some home with them, you know. Wasn't no use to hoard all that back at my house or at Connie's house. We just know that the kids take it home. We fix them a to-go plate. There's ways you can make a child happy without spending a whole lot of money. I mean, really. That's the problem nowadays. Some people think children need the stuff that costs the most, when really something cheap could make their whole day. I even made those cupcakes for my son when he was in kindergarten, when he had a Christmas party there. He took them, and people liked those. They enjoyed that. Now you tell me where else you're going to get cherry icing for a cake. I'm just saying. I love making cakes, and I make a peanut butter cake, and the way I do that is I get a box of yellow cake mix, you know, mix it up like it is on the box, and then I add a cup of peanut butter in it, and that gets the cake the peanut butter flavor. Then I take some vanilla icing, and I add between a cup and a half a cup of peanut butter into the icing. There's your peanut butter icing for your cake. When I took commercial foods in grade school, when I was in high school, I always got A's and B's. So I enjoyed that class. We cooked a lot of different things. We sure did. A lot. I wouldn't mind to take and get recipes from people out there that diamond paint. Have them send me recipes with their name on them and make up a cookbook. That would be neat, you know. And I wouldn't charge an arm and leg for the cookbooks. What I would charge for them would be what it would take to print the cookbook, and everybody that would send me a recipe would get the cookbooks. They wouldn't be sold to other people outside the diamond painting family and circle. Let me know if y'all be interested in maybe doing that. I mean, it would be fun. And in the cookbook, we'd have one section have the entrees, like the main course of a meal. Then we have desserts. Then we have a cookie area. Then we'd have a area where you make punches and stuff. Then we'd have a canning area, telling people how to can certain things. Yeah, I think that would be fun. I'm going to do some research on that. And I'm going to let y'all know. I would love for y'all to send me a recipe to put in it. And yes, your name would be on that recipe. Because at the end of every recipe, it puts submitted by. And you put the person's name. Yeah. Let me know if that's something y'all might be interested in. I am going to head off here and get this uploaded. Y'all just let me know. And ladies, don't forget, if you're going through domestic violence, please reach out and ask for a helping hand, because there's people out there that will help you with that. Yes. And I'm one of them. And it's no shame in asking for help with that. Don't sit in silence. And don't sit with the bruises. And don't sit not being loved, because everybody deserves to be loved no matter what. And yes, I am a domestic violence survivor. Yes. And I chose to leave this situation. And I know y'all can. Well, that's all I got to say for now. This is Hillbilly Diamonds, where we close the door to stress and we open the windows to sparkle. And I hope y'all are having a lot of sparkle in your life today. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.